Hiya, and welcome back to CCTV. Nice, high energy on CCTV. That's right, we don't just hang out and have a chill conversation with ourselves, because that's a little too low energy for some people. Ugh, had to stop watching 14 minutes in because they were so low energy, it was unwatchable. Well, guess what? Here it is. Artificial personality.
Just got tons of energy today.
Yes, jumping.
Alex is just playing Pokemon Go.
Driving.
Got tons of energy today.
I see him. He's actually playing Pokemon Go. Look at you spinning around.
Yeah, I'm playing Pokemon Go.
I'm actually really tired and I got the shits.
Yeah.
So if I'm
I'm really tired too.
That's okay with you.
Why don't you poop before this?
I did.
Are you gonna poop again?
When did you?
I might have a stomach bug.
The shits implies that I think there's a continual.
Yeah, no, I think I might have some kind of stomach bug. I've been shitting myself like for the past couple days. It's been rough. Like the long drives to the warehouse, I almost immediately have to shit as soon as I get there.
Yeah.
And, like I've been shitting a lot, and it's not been like good either. It's been like
you drink coffee?
Coffee?
Yeah, because sometimes coffee gives you the shit.
No.
You don't drink any coffee?
No. I haven't really. I don't think I ate anything that's like really off. I had some. Had like a teriyaki dish, but like I started eating. They have sushi. But I don't like traditional sushi because I hate seafood.
You hate seafood?
It's a big hurdle for sushi.
So I get the sushi that they have that's just like egg sushi. So like back
so not sushi, but not
just
sushi.
hold on.
Like what I would eat if I went. I get
just hold on a minute before you judge me.
I'm not judging. No, I'm curious to get into the inner workings of
First
why
off, I don't even know why
sushi.
you're fucking here. Okay. Let me explain. All right. We took a trip a while ago to Sweden, and we had a dinner.
When you say we and a while ago, this is pre-couch hot
Yeah,
war.
okay, pre-couch. Sorry,
Okay.
my story sucks already. I took a trip. we had a dinner with the Payday guys, and we went to like a really fancy restaurant over there. And it was a sushi place, and I didn't really have much that I could eat. But Almir ordered a plate of like egg sushi, and it was like, oh, is this like you can eat this? It's fine. Like it's not traditional.
I feel like I was there for that.
Yeah, you probably were. You were probably there.
In Sweden?
It was in Sweden. It was in California.
Was it in California? Oh, well, maybe it was in California.
Now the story sucks. I was with you, but.
Either way, it doesn't matter.
But I remember the sushi place. Yeah.
Either way, we went somewhere with the fucking Payday guys.
It was a fancy sushi place if it's the same one that you're talking about.
It was a fancy place.
It was a very fancy.
I've never heard of egg sushi before, so it must be a gourmet.
Well, yeah, that's all he said, and then they brought it out, and I had one piece of it before everybody else fucking gobbled it up. And it was really good. I was like, oh man, like just egg sushi. Like I can handle this. This is good.
Describe the interior of the egg sushi.
It's called TAMAGO. Yeah. It's basically just a long piece of egg on top of a little square of rice, and it still has.
Yeah, they basically cook this like omelet, but into like layers up, so it kind of becomes like a rectangle, like a cube. Yeah. And then they put that on top of rice, wrap it with some seaweed, and that's it. Yeah.
But I was like, oh man, like I could actually, if a sushi place has this, then I can go to a sushi place. That's fine by me.
What do you dislike about seafood?
Almost everything.
Really?
I mean, there's some stuff that
pretty wide range though, isn't it?
There's a lot of seafood.
Okay, I don't like
any type of fish.
Raw, I guess. If it's cooked, then I'm fine, I guess. But there's some stuff that even like I don't like. I'm allergic to crab.
Oh, you're allergic to crab?
Yeah. So there's some stuff that's like spotty with me. But the egg sushi was like the savior. I was like, oh man, I can actually go to a sushi place now. Because anytime someone would say sushi, I'm like, fuck no. But if they have TAMAGO, then I'll go. So I found this place the other day that has TAMAGO, and I ordered that. And it was after that I developed the shits. So I don't know if it was as a result of that.
Maybe you ate some bad egg, is what you're saying.
Yeah.
Huh. You know, sushi chefs.
It's a long way around, but yeah.
The sushi chefs in Japan, they spend like years learning how to make that. Like it's not easy to do.
But do they do the same here?
Probably not. It's not Japan, I guess.
What if you spent years learning how to make this and you still gave some guy diarrhea?
Exactly.
God, what a failure.
What was the restaurant? You want to dox them?
No.
Oh, okay. Are you generally a picky eater, or
Probably.
what is it's a yes or no?
Because I mean, I wouldn't consider myself to be picky, but I'm sure others would probably look at me and be like, "Yeah, he's pretty picky."
It's hard because it's all relative to the picky eaters at this company. We've had a lot of picky eaters at this company.
Exactly.
You're kind of a picky eater. Lindsay's heavy picky eater. Trevor's heavy picky
even
eater.
Did you deny it? Okay.
Jacob's kind of a picky eater. I would say Jacob's kind of a picky eater.
But he'll claim,
you're
he'll claim that he's
actually a
not
picky
though, and
eater.
that he'll eat whatever. So it's you don't
That's why I
know.
say kind of, because it's just like it's situational.
What's
You're
some
not a
stuff-
very picky eater. Other than my diet, I'm not a picky eater.
Yeah, I was gonna ask, what is some stuff like? What's foods that you guys don't like that you just don't eat?
Meat.
Other than, yeah,
Oh, I hate mushrooms.
you hate mushrooms.
Yeah, mushrooms. A lot of vegetables. Cooked vegetables I don't like. Ironically enough. I'll eat fresh, raw veggies. Give me that broccoli, give me that tomato, whatever. Give it to me
On your
fresh.
stream that I was there, you ordered just a cooked onion and you just ate it.
But that was a meme though. That was
Oh, you did it
that
for
was
the
a
bit.
joke. Yeah,
He doesn't
that was a
normally do
bit. I don't
a good
normally
bit.
order cooked onions.
The day-to-day food, they change. It depends. There's
Yeah.
a bit, and then there's like normal day-to-day food.
I don't like order cooked onions from Postmates on a regular. I
Sure.
don't know if you confuse that bit for like my diet.
No, I didn't. I just wanted to bring that up just as the exception, I guess.
Right. Well,
Yeah, I recently got on board the mushroom train because I was with you there. I hated it, but I recently just started liking them. I don't know what it is. Like, just tolerate it, I guess.
They're a bit odd as creatures, fungi.
Well, because... Oh, yeah. As like specimens, like organisms?
Yeah, they're undefinable. They're not plants. They're not animals. They probably
'cause
came on an asteroid from another world.
Isn't that shit that you drink? That's mushroom based, right, or something like
the
that?
stuff I drink?
you drink
That
mushrooms?
Kombucha?
fucking- yeah.
That was like protein. I drink. Yeah, there's mushrooms. I like mushrooms, but they are weird.
The thing for me was that like, growing up, my teacher told me in like second grade that they're grown in shit, like actual shit. And I was like, I don't want to eat like poop plants.
But most aren't.
Well, I didn't know that.
Like
So
if
that
you
was in
wanna
my head for
trip
the longest
balls,
time.
yeah, then eat those
I don't want to
mushrooms.
eat poopy.
I didn't want to eat little poopy plants. So I never ate them, and I just never liked them. I just pick them off. But I just recently started liking them. I've been trying to cook more recently, like just as much as I can. And so I learned how to make like risotto recently, and it's like a mushroom risotto. And I was like, okay, I'll try it out. It was pretty tasty. So I started to be more open and stuff.
Gordon Ramsay didn't yell at you for
No, Gordon Ramsay.
burning
I have
the
a
bottom?
risotto in my prepackaged thing, and it has mushrooms in it.
Do you
I never
cook?
know- No, prepackaged.
Well, I'm just saying, I'm asking.
Yeah,
do
they
you
hit
cook?
4 buttons on the microwave.
Prepackaged. Yeah.
don't cook
Risotto.
But there's mushrooms in there.
Was it the
so,
thing you
yeah.
cooked yesterday?
God, that smelled awful. Whatever that was
Yeah,
yesterday.
probably.
Oh man, that smelled really bad.
All it was chicken breast and green beans.
In the microwave?
Yeah.
Maybe it was combining with other previous.
That's all it is.
Yeah, I don't know. It didn't smell like that to me. It smelled like some type of soup or something. I was like,
Yeah.
It was breaded chicken breast and green beans.
I bet the green beans were reacting to an unknown agent in the microwave. Because that smelled fucking like. I was like, I don't know what I thought.
Do you like the microwave? Because I grew up. Well, I didn't grow up on it, but when I was living by myself, I had a lot of stofers, and I really quickly became like very sick towards it after having it for so. And it didn't matter which like.
Talking about TV dinners?
Yeah,
Stofers,
microwave.
Just using a microwave
Just
in
using
general.
a microwave with like a dinner to me, leftovers I'm okay with, or like heating up something that I ordered or cooked or whatever, that's fine. But like actually a physical frozen dinner from freezer to microwave, I can't do that. To me, it's
my
like
shit's not frozen. It's not
repulsive.
frozen meals.
Yeah.
They're
It's like fresh.
They're fresh meals.
But I agree with you. I don't have a microwave at my house anymore either. Even reheating leftovers, something about it is just like
just
icky
because you
to
can
me.
put it in the oven and
Yes,
like
and
get
you'll-
like a better
Yeah.
effect,
Yeah. So sad. I feel like I grew up on that. Like my mom would always reheat leftovers and something about it. And then in college, yeah, I'd eat those like 1 pound hungry man Jack dinners, and you're just like dark matter you're shoveling in your body.
I like because there's the cheaper ones too, and I used to buy the cheap ones.
Yeah, they're so
like,
suspect.
oh, dude, look at all these different meals. Like, what's the point of cooking when I can just get these frozen stofers? And, it's just after a while, just eating that, you're like, what the fuck? Which one am I gonna have?
People know that those frozen meals are like not.
Spaghetti.
They're not good. They're not good for you, and they're not good.
I don't
When
think
you're like-
anybody
They're
goes
just quick
in-
and easy.
When you're like your age, I feel like your body is resilient enough that you can kind of shrug off a lot of shit like that. 'Cause you're-
I've eaten a lot of shit in my days.
yeah, but as you
for
guys start to age out of it, you're like, oh, I feel this. I feel the
Yeah.
salt intake.
I try not to. I used to eat a lot of like microwave shit, but like Hot Pockets, like fucking. When I was younger, I was really fat. I was like I was big. I looked like
really?
I was a little girl. And so a lot of that was contributed to, like bad eating pretty much. My parents never really, they monitored what I'd eat, but they never like, if I wanted to eat something, they would just say like, okay. Like I'm just like, oh, I want to eat Oreos at 9 p.m. before going to bed or something. When I was like 10, it's like, oh, okay, sure, you can have a couple, whatever. But when you add that up over time, it definitely adds up. But I try not to eat the microwave foods too much. But that's why I've been trying to cook a lot recently, because there's definitely the satisfaction of like making your own meals. Also, like generally just healthier. But like sometimes you don't have the time. I don't know how you can live without a microwave though. Like, I mean, there has to be times you want to just like reheat something.
Well, like you said, you could do the oven if worst case scenario. If you use the oven.
It's so much longer.
or put it in, I just
So
throw
much
it in like a
longer.
pan if I want to reheat it usually. I don't know. But maybe it's just my diet or the things I eat. But it's very good that you learned to cook, and it's nice to learn new skills. And you know what a great place is to learn new skills, guys?
It's a segue.
It's a segue. Skillshare, baby. Skillshare. Skillshare is an online learning community where you can sharpen all the skills you want. Now, I don't think cooking is on there. I could be wrong. But certainly professionally, it feels just as good to keep that.
Why are you talking during the ad read? You know how unprofessional it is? Why are you opening up my Coke that I brought?
And spilling it.
Skillshare paid for that Coke. Okay. You just did like
My bad.
4 things wrong instantly.
My bad.
You interrupted the ad read. You stole his Coke. You spilled Coke on the couch.
There was a couple
I had to
drops.
take my shoes off to record on this set, and you spilled Coke directly
I was
on the
trying to
pink
waterfall it, but doing that with like a full can
couch.
doesn't work.
That was a career low for you. Couch hop, okay.
That was the worst thing I've seen in a long time.
That was bad. That was real bad.
Is there a stain on the couch? Is that a
No,
thing?
it's just like a
okay.
drop through.
Skillshare is an online learning community with thousands of classes in design, business, technology, and more. With a premium membership gives you unlimited access to high-quality classes on must-know topics so you can improve your skills, unlock new opportunities, and do the work you love. Tons of classes on there, tons of emphases if you're trying to be like, cool, I want to get sharp with design, I want to get sharp with the Adobe suite, organizing my time, running a business. Basically, it's just a huge professional community of people who are like, listen, I like to do this, I can offer this, I can help you understand this better, and you can just go through and tailor it to your needs. When you sign up, you basically pick a list of your interests, and then from there you kind of go with it. So it's very cool, very inexpensive, and a great way to just not get lazy. Inertia is the enemy of staying on the cutting edge of business and professionality and just doing new exciting projects. So keep yourself sharp. As I said, Skillshare is more affordable than most learning platforms out there. An annual subscription is less than $10 a month. And since Skillshare is sponsoring this podcast, the first 500 people to use this promo link will get your first 2 months free to try it out risk-free. Go to skl.sh/cctv3. That's skl.sh/cctv3. Trace. And get yourself that risk-free trial. Go out there, learn something, sign up. It's not that much. I'm sure you're spending money on other stuff. Better yourself. Thank you, Skillshare, for being a continual sponsor of our shows and our
What's
podcast.
the deal with the 3? In the link.
Was there 2 other CCTVs that got there before
They
us?
sponsored us a few times. It could be. Ours is not to question why. Ours is but to do and die.
Just
and spill Coke all over the couch. How's the couch looking?
It's good. It's good.
That was close. Where did you, when you were in your younger, fatter days, where were you living?
I was here.
You were in the valley.
Yeah. I grew up here. I lived here my entire life.
What kind of, was that like cooking, like home cooking that did that to you, or you guys eat out a lot? What's the...
It was just bad lifestyle, really. Like, my parents never put me in sports or anything when I was younger. I barely did any physical activity when I was younger. I started to grow out of it like maybe 12 or 13. Like, I'll show you a picture of what I look like later. You're gonna be like, what? That's a girl. So definitely, like,
Wow.
it was mostly, I think I could have gotten away with like bad eating. It wasn't like too bad. I would just eat a lot, I feel. But definitely lifestyle was a huge part. Like, I never did many sports or anything. I'm not generally an athletic person, but I started going to the gym at a young age though, like maybe 8th grade. I was maybe like 13, 14 when I started going. I used to go with like my mom. But I don't know. I think I'm kind of genetically predisposed to being kind of bulkier. Just my dad's a big guy and just kind of stocky. But yeah, I don't know. So self-esteem when I was younger, it was pretty bad. But that also kind of using that as motivation to, like, you know, look nicer, especially when you're like turning into your like 15, 16 year, you know, it's like
It's
you want to
hard
look decent
on its own, isn't it?
Yeah. But yeah, no.
What about your general like outlook on the reception in terms of YouTube comments and
for the channel specifically?
Their thoughts on your appearance. You get mostly
thoughts on my appearance?
Is it positive? Is it negative?
Are they asking
you know?
what clothing I wear and where I buy it from?
Well,
How
yeah.
that's
I mean,
become a
other
meme
than
now?
that, I mean, I hop on that train.
The thing with me is I'm very hyper aware of what people think about me. I don't know if that's like a condition or something. It's not.
Define hyper aware. Like
I'm always very concerned of like if somebody even looks at me in a weird way, I'll be like, oh, do they like me? Do they not like me or something? Or even if somebody like honks at me while I'm driving, I feel like shit. I'm just like, oh God, I suck, you know? But that's always been a thing with me, is I've always just been very aware of what people think about me. So when I was being brought onto camera, that was something that I was worried about. It was like, fuck. It's like, okay, there's all of a sudden, I'm gonna be in front of like several 100,000 people at a time even. It's like, depending on the video. And like, they'll be looking at me and I'm like, oh, I'm sure somebody's gonna say something and I'm gonna feel bad about it, whatever. And I did for a long time. It's like, it would get to me. It was like, when I was first starting off here for the first couple of weeks, I was like, fuck, this is like, I don't know. It's like, I would read comments. There'd be some good ones and there's always been more good ones than bad ones I've seen.
Vocal minority, yeah.
But there's definitely even if I see the one or two, it makes me feel like shit. I'm just like, man, that sucks. But over time, I kind of become numb to it, I guess, because you start to realize that out of 100,000 people watching a video, there's about maybe 700 comments. And it's like, those have to be the people that really are going out of their way to take the time. They're like, okay, I really have something I want to vocalize, whether it's something edgy or if it's something actually, you know, constructive. But some of the people that say stuff, they're just saying it just to like fuck around. Like, I'm not on people's minds. That's the thing I reassure myself with, is I'm not on people's minds all day. So whatever they say shouldn't really like affect me. And Jacob even told me before, like I talked to him about this before, and he was saying that like he came to a realization at one point too that ultimately, no matter what anybody says online or whatever, like, it's not going to affect your life. Like, no, who cares? These are ultimately faceless people that you don't really know.
Unless you have like a scandal or something, you know.
Yeah, unless I had a scandal. Unless like a sex tape came out about me or something. That's a little different.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it definitely was pretty difficult for a while though. It's just I was predisposed to like having that anxiety about it just because I've always been very aware of what people think about me. But definitely over time it's gotten better for sure.
it's a weird winding road, because there's like, you have to get, when you start off, you address it on like here's negative comments. Okay, it's really direct, right? Someone's deliberately saying something mean to you. Okay, so you have to deal with that. But then there's like people who don't have social skills, and there's like a large percentage of things that are insulting from people who just have like autism essentially,
Sure.
and don't even realize that they're just being like something that would never pass in a conversation in real life. So there's like that level, and then like defining that between trolls and stuff. And then I think there's also a level where maybe you get used to the feedback loop of like positive things where people compliment you a bunch. So then someone says something that's negative would affect you maybe worse than it would normally. So it's like there's like multiple levels of just keeping things in check or whatever, where essentially some days you just have to be like, all right, I'm not looking at Reddit or YouTube because I just know it's
That's what I did for a long time too.
autism prime.
Is that after a certain point, I was like, I'm just not going to look at comments. I'm just not going to look at it. And then I did that for a little while, and it did help me clear my mind a lot. And then I ended up just doing it again just out of curiosity, and I saw that there was more positivity, so I was like, okay, I'll look at it every now and then. And by that point, I guess taking that break kind of gave me the put me in the headspace of like, yeah, I shouldn't care about this because I obviously lived my life perfectly fine not seeing it. So even if I do see it, it's still going to be the same thing ultimately.
Yeah. And not making decisions based on things that people are telling you or whatever.
Yeah.
Like when I was like going back and forth, like, oh, do I want to shave my head? I was like, this is a me decision, right? I'm not being influenced by the 40 people who were like, do it, you look cool, do it. Just being like, okay.
I mean, ultimately, a lot of it is just kind of edgy, though. Like, people just, like, want to fuck around.
And there's deliberate, absolutely, like, trolls.
Yeah.
Just, like,
they're just like,
especially our audience who thinks they're very edgy when it's like, okay.
You look like Max Payne.
That's...
It's like, oh my God, is that Babish? I like that.
Those are funny, I guess. Those are very harmless.
The thing I find funny about it, though, is that, like, people, there's such a lack of self-awareness or of, like, such a lack of, hey, maybe somebody already made this joke before.
Some of them are doing it deliberately, like it's like the repeated meme, like they do it on purpose, and then others are just like, oh, I watched this video for the first time.
I feel like there's definitely...
Hey, it's like a mix of both, because
I think there's more people who think that they're the first ones coming up with this. So? It's what it seems like. It doesn't seem like people are deliberately repeating it.
Yeah. Someone's like, oh, what's up? Kratos showed up. And I'm like, okay, that was week one. That was day one.
How did that make you feel, though, when you shaved your head the first time? How did you, like...
Just for me on a...
Like, and I guess... And were you self-conscious about it, or how did you feel?
I didn't really have a problem. So like, we'll just be blunt about it. So I feel like having a receding hairline is something that's going to happen to you no matter what, right? As you get older, that's just what happens to a lot of men's hair, right? Even if you're not balding, right? It moves up for some people.
People
right?
say I have one too.
No, you're fine. I think you're good.
No, I know I'm fine.
Oh, good. That's good.
People say that.
But you also pull your hair back, right? So it's like...
I feel like that's a myth.
You physically pull it back.
I don't pull my hair back to where I'm pulling the fucking hair plugs, the hair follicles out of the front side of my hair, and that would then cause my fucking hairline to go whoop. Like I've never had that happen. What are you cheesing about over there? What does this happen?
I got other problems that I'll have to deal with.
What?
Getting old.
Oh, I thought you had some.
I thought you
had like an opinion on whether any, you know.
Are you making fun of my hair too?
I agree with you. I don't think that's a real thing. As somebody who puts their hair.
Exactly. It's not.
Okay.
My hairline's always, if it's fucked up, then it's always been fucked up. But I don't think it is fucked up.
Well, you'll be fine. Anyways, there's a lot of people who have that and they look fine. Like Jack Nicholson, whatever, his hairline's fucking widow's peak. Fucking the guy from Walking Dead, you know, Stephen Ogg or whatever, the guy who played the Trevor. He's got like, it's like up here. So that didn't really bother me.
Goes with the shape of his head.
But I have like I had a dead spot in the back of my head. And I feel like aesthetically that bugged me more. Like it just didn't look good. Like you can kind of own the front. You can own anything, right? For like, I didn't care. I just started wearing hats. Just kind of, I'd never worn hats. I used to have like a really big fucking mess of hair like in college and stuff. So to me, shaving it was much more about just like, when I first did it for like the first week, I feel like I kind of didn't recognize myself in the mirror. Like, not to misuse the terminology, but like I felt like I identified as a person with like a big, especially after like not getting a haircut or anything for like a year, I identified as seeing like the werewolf mess. And I'd look in the mirror and I'd just be like, what the fuck? So it wasn't like good or bad, it just seemed alien to me, right?
Sure,
it's like when you shave your beard, like if you ever grown a big beard and you shave it, and you're like, this is my actual face again? I haven't seen it in so long. Yeah, who am I? So for me, having never ever, you know, shaving my head clean, that was really strange. It took me like a week to kind of get comfortable with it. And now, I mean, like I like it now and it feels good and I feel like I'm less conscious of like, you know, aesthetics of like, ooh, what's going on? Like it just feels like, okay, it's just all one thing and that's nice. But it took some getting used to, I think, for me.
Yeah, because there's a lot of guys that they like dread and like, oh, I don't want to go bald. I don't want to go bald. So it was just like you didn't have that mentality going in.
I was worried on some level that I was gonna have a weird shaped skull because you never know, right? Like people tell you shave your head. And like in my baby book, I like have so many head impacts.
It's like a big dent there.
Yeah, it's like baby rolled off changing table. Baby went downstairs. Daddy swung baby into lamp. Blood everywhere. And I was like, what? So I was picturing like, you know, 45 like scars and dents. Or sometimes you just see people that just have like a weird ridge, and it's just like.
Yeah, I got a big bump in the back of my head. It's like.
But it may not show, which is
well,
weird.
I get fades, so when I get a fade, you can see it.
It's like
it's like a visible bump in the back of there. So yeah, that's like fucked.
I got a couple like it almost looks like scar lines, and I'm not sure what are from, but I no like super weird lumps, you know, bless up. So I was curious about that. I wouldn't say I was scared, but I was like, what if I just have like a weird dent I've never noticed? You know what I mean? So, but yeah, it's fun. And hey, look, I could grow it back if I wanted to, I guess. And that's the thing too, is not getting into the, I am now.
I'm not gonna shave my head.
You got a nice head of hair.
No, I definitely have a dent somewhere here.
Oh yeah, he's shown his dent.
Oh,
He's,
right, I forgot that was
had
a-
people touch it.
Oh, that's not a meme.
He actually does have a dent in there.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, I fell off a seesaw in Russia, dude.
Yeah.
Really fucking high up. It was
Oh my
like, you know,
gosh.
like 4 kids sitting on it type of deal, and I fell off the shit. Busted my head.
It may feel worse because I thought I had one on the same spot, kind of like I was like, oh, here's my dent. But then I shaved it, and a lot of it was just the way the hair was growing out of it. And I shaved it, and it kind of went away. So you might be okay.
Do you
But
feel it?
Oh yeah, I definitely feel it, dude.
Where? Can I
Yeah.
feel it?
You can feel it. It's like right
That's
here.
where mine was too.
Oh, that's an actual dent.
Dude, it's not a,
That's an actual dent. That dips.
yeah.
That dips.
That shit dips hard, dude.
What happened to you when it happened? Did you
Fucking just
bled all over
blood,
the place?
and I was
You were
like-
fine. You didn't have stitches in there.
But can you
I
feel
don't
that?
remember.
I want Brett. I don't want to be the only one to have experienced
It's right
this.
here.
Feel that? That's crazy.
Okay. It's like a ridge. You might be okay. I don't know. I don't know.
I'd be surprised if I shaved it and there wasn't a fucking visible dent that people are like,
But it would have to have how do? Okay. If you take a head impact like that, right? So you carved out some of the flesh of your head, and then what? It just didn't grow back. Like it just healed. You know what I mean? Like how would that have? You didn't put a actual dent in your skull. So what is that like?
maybe I did. Dude.
Maybe you did.
Maybe you did. How old were
But it's
you?
got to be the soft tissue. Right?
I would have been younger than 8.
Yeah, its
So-
head. It would be soft enough to have permanent damage.
Isn't
in it.
your
No, it wouldn't be soft because you're.
Oh, is it harder when you're younger?
No.
Like-
when you're younger, when you're.
babies have like
when you're
soft
a
skulls for
toddler.
like very little time. Like right? Like
I don't
it's
study this, man.
like it's like a month. Yeah, you're not like 8 and then like someone throws a football at it.
I guess
I don't know what age
skull-
your head stops growing. That's also.
Plates of your skull like harden. I think after
They
like
merge
a
together,
month or
yeah.
I
something.
think you're just thinking of brain development in general.
Maybe
Yeah.
soft brains. I guess.
I think we still have soft
brain.
brains. We clearly have soft brains because of this conversation. I'm sure a lot of people that know more than we do, but we're ignorant. We've always known we're ignorant. You know what we're not ignorant about? The soft, comfortable feel of MeUndies underwear, baby.
Are we still sponsored by them?
We are.
I haven't heard them
Dude, of
come
course
up in
we're
a while.
sponsored. What do you mean?
What we've
I want
had
free
ones.
underwear. You got me a toothbrush. Can you? Make
Okay, oh, you want some
yeah,
MeUndies
Can you
now?
make the MeUndies work?
Need some more of those holiday pairs.
Well, if you
please.
talk over the ad reads, I don't know if I can get you. I mean, we'll see. We'll see how
Sorry.
you do on this one. Let's see how you do on No, we'll get you a pair of MeUndies. Listen, we're all wearing MeUndies. It's time for a MeUndies check. I got some MeUndies socks on today, and I've got the cereal MeUndies.
What's
Get myself a
cereal?
wedgie. This is from
haven't
the.
seen those.
That was from the ones that Kind of Funny got sent to us accidentally, and we looted those. So
You
that's
took
not. That's an old one. Yeah, I took them. Absolutely, I took them.
No, you took them.
You got one some too. We split up the Kind of
I
Funny.
didn't get
movie.
any of them.
You weren't around or something. You were.
Dude, just
Playing
buy 'em.
on your computer or
You buy
something.
them. Use our code in this.
I have bought them, and I used our code.
That's an old design.
I've already done this.
You can't be mad about this one. This predated.
Okay.
Well, what do you got today?
Um,
Yeah, we gotta show them off. It's just
I have doggies.
oh the doggies, the
Doggies.
MeUndies office dogs
Got the
on a
doggies
print.
one, yeah.
You got MeUndies today?
Of course, dude. I was just showing them off. It's the racing stripes. Well, I guess checkered
Checkered,
whatever
yeah.
checkered line.
Classic. It's a classic look.
Yeah, this is an OG pair.
Reminds me of like those racing beds. You know, those like the race car beds.
Yeah.
You got one of those? You ever had one of those?
Oh wait, real
I
quick.
already did this.
Before you read that ad, this loops back to a couple podcasts ago. But I had the instance with the MeUndies. I had that instance where the button came undone.
Because of your big dick.
I wouldn't say it's because of my big
How
dick.
could you have had that happen with MeUndies? I don't even have
I don't
buttons.
know.
There aren't buttons on MeUndies underwear.
My
What are you
dick was
talking about?
out.
Your dick penetrated a
It
wall
was
of sheer
out. It was
cloth.
out.
If that
It
happened.
wasn't because of
MeUndies
big,
doesn't
though.
have buttons unless the boxers do. Do the boxers?
Yeah, they do. They have buttons. They do. They have
Oh.
buttons.
Maybe you should shift to
It was
a
the first
boxer
time it
brief.
happened, and it hit me, and I was like, "Oh, what the heck?"
Were you standing on your porch drinking coffee and realized your fucking huge schlong was hanging out?
No, Stop calling it big.
Well, why else would it happen?
Because it just came
undone. Your micro penis navigated the hole.
No, it wasn't like it wasn't like it pushed through the hole. It just like it came undone somehow. I don't know. I would tell you if my dick pushed against it and pushed it open, but that didn't happen. It was just open. My dick didn't touch it.
Maybe you opened it.
My dick was out.
Did you open it beforehand? And
No.
thought about it?
No, I don't mess with the button.
Meandies, this is your ad read. I'm not gonna even read this.
I don't know.
This is the ad read.
Hold on a second. How do you pee? Do you pee with the button undone? If
No,
you have
I
a
pull
button?
down.
You pull down, but you have a button you could undo. That's pretty much what it's there for.
I feel like it's more risky when you open that up, like to pee on yourself or on the garment. So like I try to get that out of the way.
It's like if you
go through the boxer hole, like there's a lot of like excess boxer, and I don't want to like pee on it.
What's the excess boxer? Because you're putting your hand, you're grabbing your dick through the hole.
Because there's like the boxers are like the boxers aren't like as tight. They're not tight. They're like there's a lot of wiggle room there. Maybe that's
like
why
a lot of cotton material that's in the way, and there's like it's.
I'm just afraid that I'll pee on myself. It might just be a fear of mine. I don't know. Maybe it's not real, but
No, everybody's afraid
either
of
way,
that.
I pull down over.
And you sit.
That has nothing to do with the button coming undone.
Okay.
This is an ad.
How I pee.
This is the ad. How you pee. So, I mean, that's
I'm just
interesting.
saying that the button came undone.
Were you
one
upset
time.
by it? How did it make you feel?
I couldn't believe it at first. I was like, what happened?
Where were you? Where were you when this incident
I
happened?
was trying to think.
You were tiling your roof.
Well,
in your
I
underwear,
think
and you
I was
went-
changing. I went to the closet to grab some other clothes, and I was wearing gym shorts, and like I took off my gym shorts, and like it was already out. It was already
Betrayed.
undone.
You felt betrayed, right? Because that's what goes through my mind. I think
Betrayed.
if I had entrusted the button to stay there.
I don't know.
Entirety,
I didn't have that much trust in them in the first place, but
You didn't have. Trust
I also
in men?
did-
You didn't
I also
have
didn't-
trust in our sponsor, Meandies?
well, I didn't have like as much trust built up in like the button. Like it didn't enter my mind that I should be worried about it. Like I was just like, whatever.
They do tell us to be like as blunt and honest as possible about the products, as not to come off as we oversell or we're selling out.
Yeah.
So it's good to bring up
It's
that
good.
there is a distinct fear of button.
It could also be the one pair that I had that maybe the button got caught in like the wash or something like that. Maybe like the hole of the button on that pair specifically is like loose.
Maybe your dick is misshapen and has a claw built into it that unhooks at the ridge of your
That could be too. I
of
could
your
use-
head. Kind
use
of
my
has
dick
like
as a lock.
You might have to start doing button checks, like when you take them out of the dryer. Check button.
Do a button check.
Do a button check, and
I
you're doing it right now. I was just saying.
I don't know how to recover from this. This is where we're at in 2018.
Button's intact right now.
The button's intact.
Yeah, it's intact right now.
Well, if the button ends up being a problem, there's a lot of good options. Okay, there's the trunk style like I wear. There's the boxer brief style like Alex wears. Alec, what do you think you're gonna be?
I'm a boxer brief kind of guy.
You're a boxer brief kind of guy. You'll join my man here. Never has a problem with it. Look at that. Just to remind you that MeUndies uses the coveted micromodal fabric, which is 3 times softer than cotton. If you've never felt this fabric, get ready to experience pure bliss in underwear form. You can also get a style that's perfectly suited for you or that special someone. Men and women can each choose from 4 different cuts, as I was talking about, all of which are available from classic colors to adventurous prints. These fun undies would also be a great stocking stuffer. But why stop at undies? MeUndies has cozy lounge pants and onesies in that same super soft fabric, perfect for wearing Christmas morning. We all got the onesie. It actually is quite comfortable. It's
I
like
haven't
having.
worn mine yet, but yeah.
What are you waiting for?
I was gonna wear it on
Special
stream or
occasion.
something like that.
Wear it
Maybe
on stream,
a nice
yeah.
little onesie. Yeah.
My girlfriend stole mine, and she's transformed herself into like a cocoon that's ready to become like a butterfly. So it's now her form. Her final form is
Yeah.
the MeUndies onesie.
Did you get the bright red one?
Yeah.
Oh.
Nice.
Yeah.
It's like you imagine what your genitals feel like every day in MeUndies underwear. That's what wearing the onesie is like.
So you become the genital.
You
inside
are
the
the
onesie.
yeah, exactly. And you're just
That's a good way of putting it.
Thank you. MeUndies has a great offer for our listeners. For any first-time purchasers, when you purchase any MeUndies, you get 15% off and free shipping. Order by 12/16 for free shipping in time for Christmas. Don't mess up the gifts, okay? Crunch for time, you can't go wrong with the MeUndies gift card. You don't have to worry about styles, let them do their own shopping. This is a no-brainer. Get 15% off a pair of the most comfortable undies you will ever put on. Go to MeUndies.com/CCTV. That's 15% off, free shipping, and that 100% satisfaction guarantee. MeUndies.com/CCTV. The ad read says they'd like a personal, you speak from personal experience. I don't know that we've ever gone so deep as today.
I'm sorry.
No, it's good. It's it's the real deal. Let no one say this podcast was low energy.
I went to this escape room in Koreatown yesterday. I booked a late night appointment.
Who did you? This grin. Who did you go with?
One of my girlfriends. She's still here.
Wow, a couple's escape room.
Went to a couple's escape room.
Did they loop you in with other people? Like the other one we did?
They did. They let you do private sessions, so it's like up to 2 people, and then there's ones where they have like up to 6 people and stuff. But they say it's private. They're not gonna lump you in with randoms, and you're like, how's it going? We gotta get out of here or whatever. This place was highly rated on Yelp. I don't want to dox it yet, because I don't know where the story is gonna go. But I already set it up with it's late at night on a Monday, and it's in Koreatown. So
they put you with other people.
No, hold on. So I went there, and it was like 9 o'clock was our appointment, and it was like in this plaza where my first sign was like you had to take an elevator to go up there to the second floor, and then it was right next to this like billiards, like pool place, where it was just all Asian people playing pool, and it just smelled like cigarette smoke, and you had to keep following that trail till you get to the escape room, or the escape place or whatever, right? Which the lounge itself looked nice and everything, so I was like, oh, this is legit. And there was this one guy there, and he was like, he's like, okay, get ready for this thing, and so I was like, oh, cool, this because it seemed like a company that had the same thing in Austin apparently, and they had pictures.
Someone's trapped in an escape room right now.
There's a
called a burning building. Sound really echoes
That's
up
what sucks
downtown.
about the city. Is it all resonates off the buildings.
Oh my god.
So I booked to do this adventure called if I say it, I guess I'll dox it. So I'm not. It was an underwater like submarine escape, basically.
Wow.
That was the idea behind it.
Were you
People in the
underwater?
comments are gonna they're gonna know already.
They're gonna know.
You kind of gave a pretty specific area.
Yeah, it's hard not to because I'm trying to set it up a little bit. But
Underwater.
we had to wear these suits and stuff. They give you like outfits for the room itself. It's not just like you go in and they say bye-bye, like kind of the one we did in Texas with the crew. They give you outfits, and ours was like a prison suit, I guess like a blue prison suit. And they put us into like this pod, and the room's supposed to move. It's a very small room because the idea is like you're in a submarine and you're prisoners, and your goal is to escape the submarine before you get into like this hyperbolic like prison underwater, because you're so bad they build an underwater prison to keep you.
You're a super villain in the Marvel universe.
And the room's supposed to like move because you're like underwater, and I thought that would be like really cool, like fun thing to do. And everything seemed pretty legit. The guy's like, here's your walkie-talkie and stuff like that. And, like, here, this thing's going to light up blue when these things open up. And here's what you should look out for. Don't touch the fire extinguisher. It's real, And he's like, okay. And, you have 45 minutes and blah, blah, blah. And they close the door or whatever. And I was like, okay, cool. It's like the slow prompt comes up where this guy's, like, acting. And you could clearly tell he's, like, in like the Hollywood Hills are in the background. So I'm like, was this like shot like near me? Like I could recognize some of the buildings. He's like, wow, I found you guys finally or whatever. He's like, I'm gonna hack the submarine and get you guys out of there. And I was like, okay, I guess that's the lore of this. Maybe I should have played the original where I know who this guy is or something. Just something about it was weird. But we got this tool. The first thing was like you still have to stop the submarine. And I guess the spoiler is we have to use the tool, basically. But we get the tool, and you're supposed to, like, seal the breaches. There's, like, because we stopped it too hard, there was, like, air breaches, and I had to find different pockets to seal it.
Oh, it's like the VR game that we did.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking, honestly.
Very, very similar. But, like, I was, like, for, like, 10 minutes, I'm sitting there, And I'm like putting this fucking tool to like different things. And, you know, girlfriend's like, what are we doing? And I'm like, okay, so there's breaches and we're losing oxygen and we're gonna die if we don't stop the holes. And she's like, okay. And I'm looking with her, I'm like, what the fuck is happening, dude? Like, I'm feeling like a fucking idiot, just sitting there, like, pulling the tool at every stupid orifice in this one room, and I'm, like, going crazy. And then the guy in the walkie-talkie is like, hold on, guys, do you feel air in there? And I was like, well, because I set up some fans for the AC. I'm like, there's the fans out of the AC. I'm like, it's breaking my immersion a little bit that I'm telling him this. Yeah. He's like, oh. He opens up the door, and he's like, oh, it turns out the air compressor that's supposed to move the room, that feature is broken.
Oh no. That's like the main appeal.
And they're like, we can keep doing this, or we can give you guys a different adventure.
We can keep doing this.
And I was like, well, I want to do something else if like the whole room isn't gonna move and like we solve the puzzle that required the air compressor. Because I guess the idea is the air compressor shoots out air, so you're like, oh, here's the breach, this compressed air coming out of this thing. So right away I was already like, man, this fucking sucks. You know, I was just like, Monday night, like I'm already kind of tilted, you know. And then we go back in the lounge and they give us different suits, and I was already like, man, this fucking sucks. I wanted to be an escape man, you know. And now we're going like Harry Potter world, I guess, or something. It was like their magic, their magic room, escape room. And that one, I guess, is their most popular attraction that they were saying. That one was pretty fun. It was like you're a wizard and you're supposed to save this like great tree from dying, and there's like a whole bunch of different spells you do and wands you have to collect, and like I had to like jump off a second floor into a foam pit, basically.
Wow.
Yeah, so I was like,
it's a big escape room.
These are cool escape rooms.
That one was a cool escape room. So it was like, I had a lot of fun doing that, and in hindsight, I'm like, well, the first one, it sucks that whatever component, the air compressor failed, but I'm glad I did the second one because that was a lot more fun anyway, and I had fun, you know, on my date, I guess, and, you know, whatever else. So,
first one would have been fun if it had been working.
Yeah,
so
I guess the first one could have been fun, but yeah, no, I had fun when we did the Texas one, but when we did the Texas one, we had like Criken's group and some other people that was all with us. Yeah, it was a clusterfuck. It was a big clusterfuck.
You guys did that at RTX this year?
Yeah.
I think I was taking a nap.
It was fun, but it wasn't like, I didn't have the sense of going back and doing it again, so I did it. So this time I was like, yeah, I'd do it again, you know? Gotcha. I'd even go back to that same place, despite, you know, all the little...
I thought the story was going to end in something way more fucked up than that. I thought it was going to be like a...
and then I went home and wrote a bad review on Yelp.
I thought it was going to be way worse.
No, I thought it was going to be worse. I thought I would finish that night off with like, wow, that really sucked, dude. Like everything about it sucked. But I can't say that because it ended up being good. One of the guys from the Conjuring movie, I think the male lead role, he's like...
Patrick Wilson?
Yeah. He's got a couple of pictures of himself in there as like having record speed runs for their rooms. Because apparently him and his family are huge enthusiasts of escape rooms. And this was like, one of their pictures was like their 200th escape room, and they had like the record for that room, that they like put a picture of them and with their time and everything, and it was...
Wow.
If you get caught in an escape room with Patrick Wilson, like with him in there,
he'd solve it really fast. You just sit back and be dead weight.
That'd be so good. I just watched The Nun last night. That movie was fucking garbage, but it had a little piece of Patrick Wilson at the beginning.
Because it's in the same universe?
As The Conjuring, yeah. God, that movie was so bad. I can't believe it.
Was it really that bad?
100%.
I thought like the Insidious movies were alright, but they started to trail off. But like I heard good things about The Conjuring. The Nun was so fucking trash. It was like some of the worst CGI I've ever fucking seen.
It would have been like the Conjuring 2 origin, or the Conjuring origin.
It was like some kind of prequel or something, I guess.
It would have been the prequel.
The Nun, I guess, was, I don't know.
Because in the other ones, the Nun's like follows the female lead around.
The Vera chick or whatever from Bates.
That was all tied in then, huh?
Yeah, I guess so. I don't know. It was bad though.
It was like the main like antagonist of like her story and like attacks her a couple times in the Conjuring films. And so I guess this time like this shows how she got it. I haven't seen it because of the bad reviews.
It shows how the nun, like, I guess, came to be? I don't know. Like, how the nun, I guess, was haunting, like, this fucking castle, and, like, and then they...
Castle?
It's a castle. It's like a castle. And
It's a castle?
It's like a fucking church castle, and, like, all the nuns live there.
Cathedral?
I don't fucking know, dude.
Church
It was
castle.
really, it's like, they made it look like a fucking like compound, but it was really bad CGI, so it looked like, it was just like this weird CGI compound building within like the woods. It didn't look good. Like a lot of the CGI that they used all throughout, like with the nun stuff, it all looked bad.
Doesn't that series have a lot of money by now? They just don't care. They're like, why bother?
I don't know. Her sister's in it though. It's funny because like
Whose sister?
the Vera chick from Bates or whatever. Her sister's in it. She's in what's it called? The fucking American Horror Story. She looks just like her, so it's kind of weird that like they have like her playing a similar role, I guess. Either way, the movie fucking sucked. I can't believe I paid $20 for that.
Watched Skyscraper.
I started
Dwayne
watching
Johnson?
that, and
With
I haven't
Ray-
finished it. God,
Yeah?
these movies are so corny, but like I just keep watching them.
I watched that movie, and the only thing that goes through my mind is I think it was Chinese investors.
Yeah.
That's the only, because that movie, I mean, most of it takes place in China.
Yeah.
A lot of Chinese supporting actors.
Yeah.
I mean, as a result of it taking place in China. But it's just like The Rock does things the movie. And it's just The Rock fights, The Rock jumps.
That's all of his movies, though. Did you see Rampage? That's all of his movies.
No, Rampage had the plot, though.
At least there's a giant flying wolf in
Yeah, the Rampage
or
had
whatever.
the plot, and then there was like the other actors and stuff, and then it kind of there was a lot of diversification that made the movie. It was like funny, and it was like, you know,
Skyscraper is just the Rock.
Skyscraper is.
That's what I pictured,
There is
actually.
a building, and then there's the Rock, and the Rock saves his family from Bill. That's the plot. Rock saves family.
There
from
was
Bill.
more in there, though, right? There was like it was like some SWAT deal gone wrong or something like that. Was like the initial thing. Yeah, it was like a bomb. A bomb went off and fucked up his team or something.
That was
like
the first 30 seconds
That was
of the movie
supposed to be the setup.
to set up something that happens later, but doesn't really tell you anything of the in between. Like the SWAT gone wrong is not referenced at all later. It's just you're led to
It's
believe.
just generic action movie, like, oh, the SWAT gone wrong gives reason for
It's 30
the
seconds
best
of-
friend to be
That's
the
how he
bad
lost
guy.
his leg, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. Because he like hobbles around a lot.
Yeah.
But then also does like really impossible physical moves that you
With the
wouldn't-
leg.
with like being a person with one leg that you wouldn't expect otherwise.
Inspirational. What are you talking about?
What do you call them? Paraplegics? Athletes? What's the word? Para-athlete.
Olympics?
Para-athlete. I think it's just a para-athlete. I don't know. He had a screening for them, so that's very inspirational. You know, it's like showing that, you know, a lot of them really crazy what they can do on, you know, one leg, lose a limb.
I just don't think you'd be able to do it with 2 legs.
No, well, yeah, and I understand what you're saying, which is a whole other level of,
Right.
like, if you had 2 functional
it was
legs,
just
that
such
you could
a-
not dive from one.
It was so corny, you know. I didn't expect, because The Rock has been funnier, you know, Jumanji and like you said, Rampage, and he's got some other roles that
It's
were.
not a funny movie.
It wasn't a funny.
I don't think he was the funny one, though, in Jumanji. I think he was just like,
Right.
he was like the
Well, then
big
you have, like,
fucking,
But he has like
was the
comic
beefy guy.
roles where at least he's kind
Yeah.
of like, okay, here's some humor. Skyscraper, you're just saying
Right.
it's not a funny movie. There's no comic relief.
they try with like some subtle moments. Like
You've seen it too?
I've seen part of it. I stopped
Yeah.
watching it like a quarter of the way through.
Oh.
Not because I didn't like it or anything like that. I just
Got
I don't know.
distracted.
And I remember that one quote where was it? I think it was The Rock that talked about like being a world actor, like a world famous
I was
actor.
gonna say that must be why. It
and
must be the
was
Chinese.
right.
Like,
That's what came to mind. Is that like I feel like if I was a Chinese person, I probably would have really liked the movie again, just because I probably would recognize some of the settings and some of the scenes and stuff. And they had some of the like the art pieces and stuff that were. And it was like The Rock be like, oh, The Rock is cool, yeah. So I would have loved that movie if I lived in a different country.
It wasn't for
I
us.
think. No,
It wasn't for us.
if it was for us, it was like it was very old. Like it seemed like a very old movie.
I probably
like,
still like
way
it
back
though.
in the day.
I mean, I love all of those, just like the cheesy action, because they don't really happen very much. I feel like the main appeal going into the first John Wick movie, when Keanu Reeves was like, it's Keanu Reeves, he's back, and it's like action movie. Like that was my mindset going into the
And then
first
it
John
turned
Wick.
out to actually be
legit,
good.
it was like. I know this movie's gonna be just a corny, just straight up action movie. It's got Keanu Reeves in it. It's like I'm going into this knowing that, and I will probably enjoy it because of that. Because I watched a lot of like '90s fucking action, Jean-Claude Van Damme, random shit like that, like just mindless fucking, you know, Sylvester Stallone fucking movies that are just mindless shit like that. And then when I went in, it was like holy fuck.
Did you watch the one I told you to watch? The Night Comes for Us on Netflix?
Not yet, no.
You gotta watch that.
No, yeah.
If you like The Raid.
Yeah, I
Night
do
Comes
like The
for Us,
Raid.
Same guys.
It's like, but like I watch those just like mindless action, just like fucking. They are stupid, but they're so good too.
So
There's just like there's a certain thing to them. I don't know.
But like, what's your idea of like mindless action? Like that's good.
Just like straight, like the plot doesn't make any sense, but it's just literally.
But there's
action.
There's things that happen in those mindless ones where like, oh, that was kind of funny. Where I feel like this attempted and didn't like hit. Like I'm like he'd do something, you know, with his leg. He'd beat up some guy. I'm like, he's gonna say something funny now, and it just nothing happens.
Damn.
Like, what's the payoff? He just murdered a man.
I think I would probably pop just for him beating up someone with the leg though. Like that to me would be like, what the fuck? Like he's beating someone up with the leg.
It's not that he. I'll spoil it for you. That doesn't really happen. He doesn't beat him with the leg. But you see a lot of hobbling. You see a lot of the Rock.
You need to go back and finish this. It sounds like so we can complete this conversation.
Right.
We got a hypothetical. You know.
I'm just like I feel like I feel like I still would. I mean
You
watched.
actually liked Rampage. I haven't seen Rampage, but you liked Rampage.
I thought it was I mean for just
You would recommend it to people? You'd say, oh, that was fun. You should watch it.
If you have spare time that you
And there's a lot of qualifiers.
I mean, if you're not afraid to lose these 2 hours,
What was the one we watched on the plane? The one with the fucking implant? The one that you were like, oh, watch that. The one where he the robot controls him when he fights. You know what I'm talking about? What's the fucking movie called? We were going to London.
Upgrade.
Yeah, Upgrade.
Upgrade. I would. I would totally recommend that.
Okay, yeah. But you wouldn't like Rampage is like, here's Upgrade. Where's Rampage?
So it's okay. So it's not
already starting.
But here's where Skyscraper is.
It's not, to me, it's not a vertical scale. It's like a horizontal scale. So it'd be like,
how does that
it's
work?
very optimistic.
So like John Wick would be over here. I would put Upgrade over here. The Rock's movies are almost always over here.
What is the?
Is this a middle or an end?
Hold on, I need to understand. You may have
just have different rooms. You have different rooms.
They're different groups.
So
But like one's like VIP access, so it's like
This one's like really, really good action. Like I would recommend it'd be like Upgrade.
You hold them all in equal value.
It'd be John Wick. It'd be what's it fucking called? The Drive. Like
Raid.
I would Raid. I'd put those over here because those are like 100%. You should watch those. No doubt in my mind. But like the Rock's movies, like I give them a go, knowing full well that. It's not even fucking Fast and the Furious. Like, it's like, this is fucking stupid. But I watch them and I enjoy them to a certain degree, but not, I guess not
Why
that.
do they get the same, why do they get to live in the same level
I know
of
that-
house?
is it like, well, you can see that like you'll put that room next to that room.
They're not super close together.
Okay, so you could have different floors.
So if they're in the basement of the house, and implant or whatever's up here, isn't it? What's the difference?
I guess you could flip it like that. Yeah, you could flip it like that. But I don't really have too much of like a middle ground.
Let me put a pin and let people absorb the James Wilson school of it's not good to bad, it's a house that it's fallen on its side. And this new skill brought to you by Quip. Everybody knows Quip. Hopefully if you're a longtime viewer, maybe you haven't gotten around to buying the great electric toothbrush Quip. As you were saying earlier, you got one.
I did. I've been using it for like a month now, I think.
Did you travel with it on our whirlwind trip?
When we went traveling, I brought it with me too.
Yeah, me too.
Had the little stand, I put it on the mirror, stuck it on there. It was great.
Nice. Well, listen, there's something buzzy on everyone's list this year. It's something you'll use twice every day. It was featured on Oprah's O List, and it's perfect for everyone with the mouth. This it gift is Quip, an electric toothbrush designed to make brushing better. With sensitive sonic vibrations, gentle enough on your sensitive gums, and a built-in timer with guiding pulses to remind you when to switch sides. Quip is the gift that keeps refreshing with brush heads automatically delivered on that dentist recommended schedule every 3 months for just $5. And you can even gift prepaid refills for a year to make sure they're never using old, worn out, or ineffective bristles. Quip is one of the first electric toothbrushes accepted by the American Dental Association and has thousands of verified 5-star reviews. How about 3 more? I would say it's a 5-star review. I like my Quip, I travel with it easy. I like that there's not a bunch of cords like I used to have. Just go beep, beep, beep. You get the thing, you don't forget, it's easy, great. I struggle a little bit with changing the heads. There, we're doing honest reviews of everything today. But other than that.
How often do you change the head?
You're supposed to do it on what, every 3 months? I think that's dentist recommended.
I still got time.
Mine, I have a problem. Sometimes I kind of just chew mine up, like I'm a little aggressive with it. I probably shouldn't be. So I feel like I will get mine rattier than they need to be earlier, and then I don't like looking at it, so I change it early sometimes. Just depends how I'm feeling. What about you? You're on that 3 months, perfect, nail it every time?
4.5. I lost
4.5?
I lost my mount, so I don't have a mount.
Oh, we can just get you another one.
You said that like 4 weeks ago.
I'm sorry, I didn't physically. Wait, I thought I bought an extra one. I got one for you. Fine.
Yeah, you
we'll
gave
go
it
to
to
this.
him.
I'll get what you want at Target tomorrow.
Okay.
Very affordable. You have one?
No.
I'll get you one too. Look out for everybody. Guys, if you want to get a Quip of your own, it's easy. Quip looks like a big ticket tech gift with a stocking stuffer price starting at just $25. And if you go to getquip.com/CCTV right now, you get your first refill pack for free with a Quip electric toothbrush. That's your first refill pack free at getquip.com/CCTV. Get the gift that everybody on this podcast wants. Look at us quibbling over it. You'll have one very soon. Again, another one. 2.
Some Dwayne The Rock Johnson movies. They're good stocking stuffers, I guess.
What do you think your peak saturation level is for The Rock? I felt like this past year, he was, he's number 1 on the list. He's everywhere. But I was like, while I'm always interested in what he's doing, it doesn't always translate to I'm going to go see the movie. I wanted to buy his fitness thing. When those new shoes came out, I was all about it. Fortunately, they sold out instantly, and they were very hard to get. That decreased some of that brand equity in my mind. I was like, all right, if you're gonna just make
those are nice.
Yeah, they're nice.
I saw those.
But it's like, either your goal is like, I designed a shoe that's so perfect that all of you are gonna be able to use it in the gym and be like me, versus I've designed a limited edition thing that half of you won't get, and I'll keep talking about it, and you can go fuck yourself.
Well, he keeps putting out like new iterations of them.
But if it's so good, then let everybody buy. Like, why does it have to be limited edition? I know it's like to be like, we
You should
sold
know,
out.
man. Yeah, that's exactly.
I mean, that's the shoe market, dude. It's a big deal. Like Yeezys do the same thing.
But that's the thing, right? Like Yeezys are optional. You're not being like, cool, you want to work out and achieve this level of fitness. And I get that it is, but like his whole thing is supposed to be like, I designed a gym line for you. I want to help you. But you're not helping
There's
me
like
if
a
I can't
call.
get
Yeah,
it.
there's like a.
I don't think
support system.
Kanye and Adidas are like trying to help me. I understand the status symbol.
Yeah.
That's why I got Rob Talbert to bring me back one of those Dragon Ball Z Adidas limited editions. I got
really?
I got the Majin Boos, dude.
Oh,
They're
shit.
sick. So I understand that. If I couldn't got them, I wouldn't have felt like I was lied to by Adidas. But like The Rock, I felt a
I was
little
gonna say
betrayed.
there's some cool. It's a cool crossover. Dragon Ball Adidas.
Really?
Ones.
Yeah, they're real cool.
I was looking in there, a little pricey for like the meme of it. Honestly.
Well, here especially, at least there you're paying normal retail costs.
Yeah.
It's like, all right, they're slightly, but
Did they only have Majin Buu? Is that the only?
No.
They got Vegeta, Goku.
Cell,
Frieza.
Gohan.
I didn't see
It's
the
like
Frieza
different
ones.
models of Adidas shoes. Like some of them are like sneakers, some of them are like running shoes, but they all have a color palette that has like Dragon Ball, and depending on the character.
I'll bring the booze in. I'll show you. They're
That's
cool.
pretty cool.
And it's like, I kind of got it because I was like,
Are any of them flat, like to work out
Yeah.
or no?
yeah, I think the booze are.
The Frieza ones
kind of
too,
like
I
they look.
think.
The Adidas ones are pretty good for working out in general.
They have to be flat.
But if you get, I mean, it's
They
kind of
have
like
to be flat
They have to be flat.
for like flat feeders.
No, for like benching and
oh,
stuff like
because
that.
we got Mr. Deadlift over here.
Oh, I see
he's
what you're
got
saying.
like that
Okay.
flat
That's what he-
base,
that's what
the
he told me.
Converse.
I've gotten used to these now, so like I don't want to switch to anything else now. I've gotten used to the flat. I wasn't initially.
Well, maybe there's probably one of those. Aren't those flat? Those are flat. Your regular Adidas.
Yeah, those are definitely flat. A lot of them are flat.
I think the Vegetas look kind of are like that style, right? It has still.
that's a pretty basic style
Yeah.
of. Those are the ones that. At this point, I have different shoes that I wear for the warehouse and ones that I wear out.
Yeah.
I bought some Boosts. Those are a little pricier, but they were part of the proceeds go to the Breast Cancer Foundation, and they have like a little badge and they have like some pink on the laces. I thought that was really cool. I mean, at that point, I felt like, okay, I'm spending a little bit more. Shoes are comfortable. I can't justify that you would spend that much money, but I felt better spending that money knowing that it also supported something,
That's smart.
Yeah. And those I wear outdoors, or I should say like going out whereas those are a little dirtier and scuffed because like some of the shit we do in the warehouse is
Yeah, it's very bad.
and that's like my third pair of those shoes specifically. So.
Yeah, if there's one thing I learned real quick working here is not to wear white shoes in the office. One of my pairs got ruined from when I slapped you with pizzas. Got pizza grease all over white shoes, and I was like, well, can't wear them anymore.
I bought these really nice pants one time, and I wore them to the warehouse, not thinking that Alec was going to get black paint on it from one of the bits that we did, and that was
the
painting
first
the
thing I was
bookcase.
in. That was when I was
very
still an
first
intern.
thing. Instantly ruined like $60 pair of pants with
I thought you
black
could
paint.
wash it out.
When we did the Halloween live
I
stream,
still got hired somehow.
Did.
it was par for
funny.
the course.
It was funny, yeah.
That Halloween live stream, at the very end of it, Jacob was wearing a brand new pair of something, and he just walked through the smoke grenade, and it just fucking doused his brand new shoes
it
in
looked like somebody
green dye.
airbrushed his shoes.
Yeah, he was just like, I don't know, you walked through it, so I followed you while I was shooting. And we're just like, oh my God, okay. But, like, I've been wearing the same fucking pair of boots for forever, so I thought, I don't know if I'm even gonna wear them, I just thought they were cool to have, you know, as a collector's item, and be like, oh, look at these cool. Because it is a really cool lineup. I definitely wouldn't have expected Adidas and Dragon Ball Z, but.
Yeah, I can't say anything about spending a lot of money on shoes. I got
Do you?
I
You
got
have
a
a
lot
collection?
of shoes. I got a lot of shoes. I like shoes.
You got a pretty good boot variety. I'm gonna branch out. You know,
Yeah.
I shaved my head. Now it's time. I gotta mix up a little bit. So I'm gonna veer out of my signature docs.
I've just been rocking boots recently. Just I guess like because these guys they're pretty resistant to stuff. So
Yeah.
anything that happens in the office, it's not. I don't have to like. It's like it's not like canvas material, so it's not gonna.
But you
like,
kind of venture in. Like yesterday, you were talking to me. We were doing the Pokemon video, and he was kind of wearing some nicer style boots. You're climbing a tree.
Oh, yeah, like the
the red
brown
ones?
boots?
Yeah, those were nice.
Yeah, I've been getting Doc Martens. They opened up a Doc Marten shop in the mall near me, so they only sell Doc Martens there.
I go to Posers near you on Melrose, but I'm looking for some new.
There's a bunch of shit on Melrose, dude. I don't know what to say. Just weird stores, antique furniture to like antique clothes to fucking,
Shopping
I don't
district
know,
area.
barber shops, restaurants, and pop-ups. Yeah. So
Yeah, just been wearing a lot of boots recently. Just easy, especially the black ones that just match with everything. I'm really OCD when it comes to like stuff I wear. I get like really OCD, especially with colors.
Yeah.
Do you think that there's different shades of black when it comes to clothes?
Oh, absolutely.
Right?
I have a wide variety of black.
Like if I'm wearing black pants and it's just like it's a dark black and there's a black shirt I wear, but it has that kind of like purplish tinge to it or like that bluish tinge, I'll be pissed off.
Oh, you don't like that? You don't,
I don't like that.
Oh, okay.
No, I get pissed off. I'm like,
you need the fashion plate of the black.
It's like if I want to match colors, like especially black, it's like well, that's not black. It's like that's kind of gray or that's kind of like a purplish tinge. I don't know.
What do you consider when like a black gets faded? Like is that
that's okay?
Set you off?
Does it set me off? That doesn't set me off because then you could just wear it with something else. But like matching black on black, it's
like unintentional. It has to be intentional. I like matching those shades, but I understand. I guess the OCD will trigger you a little bit.
I don't know. I just for me with colors specifically.
So Brett's jeans with his sweater is fine to you.
That's fine. But that's because
I would be like I would have like glaucoma if I thought these matched.
Yeah, it's gray and black. Like that's fine. But
I mean like perfectly. I mean.
But like if I was to wear like a shade of like blue or something on blue, it's like. I get really OCD, so it's like if they're just off by a certain like it's a different hue, it's just like I don't know. Yeah, that's just me, I guess.
Well, we're out of time, but we can continue to extol our fashion virtues for all those up and comers that want to bite our style.
Just gonna,
just kidding. I don't care. But it's different. You got some options here. This Jeff Ramsey crew neck is really not faded. So when we get our own, coming soon, eventually the cow chop version of the skull knife crew neck because we wanted that. We bit that style. I said I want that for our merch line. But anyways, I guess we'll see it pretty soon. One more CCTV I think for the year, right? Ooh, it's almost over. 2018.
Is it the holiday one?
I guess it's the holiday one.
Nice. Well, it's Hanukkah now, so I could talk about Hanukkah, but it's okay.
It's just, you missed it. That was the window today.
Yeah, it's all right.
Anyways, we'll see you next time. Thanks for watching. Thanks, sponsors. Bye-bye. Covered a lot of ground there.
See, I was delivered from something like that 12 years ago. I was a prostitute for over 30 years. I sold my body on the street corners. Hallelujah. But God saved me, sanctified me. I was stabbed, miss. I've been cut through my lifestyle. So many people are going through abuse like that now. See, I can talk about that sin. Hallelujah. Because, see, I was wrapped up, tied up, tangled up. And I loved it when I was doing it. Hallelujah. But see, God set me free. Hallelujah. God came in and washed me. Hallelujah. God came and purged me. Hallelujah. God made me get it the old-fashioned way. Hallelujah. Then God said, I'll show you a more excellent way. Hallelujah. You don't have to do that. You don't have to stand on 27th Street. You don't have to stand on You don't have to stand on Wisconsin Avenue. You don't have to prostitute to your body. You just turn your soul unto me and I'll use you. Hallelujah. Hey, I used to shake on the dance floors. Hallelujah. I used to be a stripper and a go-go dancer. Hallelujah. But now I can shake for Jesus. Up under the anointing of the Holy Ghost.